Morning, I'm going to talk to you about dog-to-dog play and why I think there's way too much focus on puppy play dates. With Mohawk, I can genuinely say, he's now 6 months old, I think he's had 5 puppy play dates, maybe even less. And on those puppy play dates, we are not letting them just wrestle for the whole duration. I think there is way too much focus on puppies wrestling and puppies playing really frantically. I don't think that when repeated it's particularly beneficial for dogs. So I'm going to let you know a little bit why this is. I think, having run puppy classes for 8 to 9 years, I've got quite a good amount of anecdotal evidence that puppies find it hard to regulate themselves when they're playing. It's unusual for me to see puppy socialization session go on longer than 5 minutes. And what happens is, as the socialization session goes on for longer, that we start to see undesired behaviours such as slamming, potentially more pinning if left to continue or to develop into that, more mouthing, grabbing hold of things, and yes, generally lots of behaviours that people eventually book a trainer in saying these behaviours are getting my adolescent or adult dog in trouble. So we need to try not to let our dogs practice them. My concern is that when you guys arrange puppy play dates, good boy Mo, good lad. So he's just deciding not to go over to dogs over there. When you guys are arranging your puppy play dates and you make the effort to meet up with someone, you're kind of committing yourself potentially to hanging out with that person and that puppy for the duration of the walk. And I've done it when I've met up with a puppy play date. I've continued to walk with someone for 30, 40 minutes. But because I'm a trainer, I kind of have that self-discipline of going, right, these guys are getting a bit OTT. Let's separate them, calm them down, perhaps do a little bit of training, and then maybe try again. But what about if the dogs are just 100% incompatible? Good boy. So he's just deciding not to go out to dogs. What about the times where the puppies are just actually generally not compatible? And we see that on our puppy classes. Sometimes you're just like, this is not a good match. These dogs have nothing of benefit to teach one another. And that's what play should be about. This is why we want our dogs to maybe play, if they are play motivated, not all dogs are, is we want them to learn how to do behaviours in a way that is enjoyable for them and others, to make social bonds, develop some coordination, and generally learn about life. That's what play should be about. So when we have dogs that are incompatible play partners, we really need to not pursue that any further. We should abort that quite quickly. And if you meet up with someone on a puppy play date, you need to have it at the back of your mind that that might be necessary, that actually you need to look at your dogs and going, are they learning anything of benefit? With Mohawk, I have focused, getting a slow arm change, I have focused the majority of his socialisation on passing encounters with other dogs. Sometimes I stop and let him have a little game of chase. Sometimes I recall him on and we move on. Obviously, he's in a multi-dog household. I believe my adult dogs have taught him some really good manners. He's very slow and considerate in his approach with other dogs. He doesn't just slam into play straight away. He waits for there to be signals that play is the appropriate interaction for them, the two dogs, to do together. And that's what it should be about. I think when we go out looking to socialise our puppies and we're like, oh, let's find someone for our dog to play with, we're actually teaching our dogs that that's what all dog interactions are about. And it's not. Dog interactions should include, hello, how do you do? See you later, have a nice day. Or, you seem like a nice guy, fancy a little bit of a party? And then move on. We shouldn't be going out of our way to be like, oh, look, there's a playful dog, let's go over there. It should happen sort of organically. We shouldn't go out with an agenda to get our puppy to play. The best thing you can teach your puppies is to act in a mature way. That's what's going to get them to get on well in life. Adult dogs are going to be more forgiving of polite puppies, whereas if you go out looking for puppy play, looking for slamming sessions, looking for intense chase sessions, then when your puppy rushes over to an adult dog expecting that to be the case, some adult dogs are going to be like, that's not how you go about approaching me. Sorry, that's not how it happens. As your puppy loses their puppy license, 5 to 6 months onwards, they're going to start potentially getting told off if they rush into greetings. So I'm just checking what Mohawk's spooking at. So I think there's too much focus on puppy play. I think it's okay to do a little bit, but not too much. Don't underestimate the value in socialising your puppy with calm adult dogs, and also teaching your puppy that there's a dog, we're not going to approach that one. We're going to go over here and do something fun together instead. So try not to make dogs the be-all and end-all for your dogs. It's nice for them to socialise, but equally, you don't want your dog to expect a party every time they see a dog. You want them to learn that sometimes we go say hi to dogs, sometimes we don't. And I think puppy play can, when frequently repeated, when frequently repeated, puppy play can result in over-exuberant mouthing, slamming, lots of behaviours, potentially a bit of bully behaviour, lots of things that other dogs might take offence to, and it can land your dog in trouble down the line. So it's really important that you don't just sort of hang around when your puppies are slamming one another for 15 minutes. It's really not healthy interactions. Good, healthy play should have lots of space, lots of pauses, a little bit of activity, a little bit of space, a little bit of a pause, check where one another is at. It shouldn't just escalate like some tornado of operating at high intensity. It should be really quite regulated. With Mohawk, the predominant amount of play I let him do is chase, and in that chase game he's not genuinely trying to catch the other dog, and I don't let the other dog genuinely try to catch him. So if the other dog is just like, yeah, I chase you, and then let you get out of my reach, that's fine. But if I spot the other dog going into a slight predatory drift where they're genuinely trying to catch him, I'll shut that play down. And equally, if I see the other dog starting to slam Mohawk a bit too much, then I shut play down, say to the owner, sorry, I don't let my puppy play like that, because he's going to be a working dog, and I'm really happy with how his social skills are developing, and I'm not having that sort of derailed by letting other dogs slam my puppy around in the name of play. It ain't happening. So I think, all things to consider. Try not to feel like I have to socialise with my puppy with other puppies. Don't underestimate the value of calm adult dogs, and also the importance of sometimes there's a dog, but you know what? We don't go over to see it. Your treat's there, you've missed it. So it's, keep things varied. Take the focus away from WrestleMania. I don't think it's of massive benefit to dogs. So I hope you found that useful. Take care. Bye.